So, Beata, what's the way forward here? I mean, again, a lot of talk, inflation is under control, question mark, because the markets seem to think that it is in the U.S., but there's been a lot of volatility. How much does it impact European equities?
So we argue that it's going in the right direction, and especially in Europe, right? That means we are going to get the rate cuts out of ECB. We also think we are going to get rate cuts out of the Fed, that Fed will move ahead of inflation, properly leveling out, because they are worried about the slowdown in the economy more than waiting for the inflation to slow down more. So overall, we think, again, constructive setup for equities, and of course some market participants are worried about elevated levels of valuation. But of course, that's really the case for the US equities, which means in the international setup, the equities outside of the US, Europe being one of them, look increasingly more attractive.
So what would you buy right now? What are the big market forces at play that make you confident on certain sectors?
So in our global equities portfolio recommendations, we are overweight continental Europe and we are overweight Japan. What we like, so it's really pro-cyclical trade, right? And going forward, we think it's more about cyclicality, not value or growth. It's about being in the right sector. So, for example, in deep value, our favorite sector is metals and mining in Europe. And of course, it's getting the headlines today, as you've mentioned, right? And on the more expensive side of cyclicals, we like tech, for example.
And tech, we have NVIDIA earnings on Wednesday. How much does something like that actually also, permeate through European tech equities, or is it, there's just a lot more to rise because of valuations at the moment in Europe?
So the case for US tech or US AI stocks has been that it's been priced for perfection, right? So all the eyes are going to be on how much particular stocks over-deliver in the reporting. Of course, it will have effect on the tech in Europe as well, but we would argue it's leveled down on the valuation expectations and market expectations overall.